Prabhupada was planning a project that was far bigger than ever had been attempted by anyone else.
Temple like this has never been built for hundreds of years. We want to make this like a gem.
This temple, the temple of Vedic Planetarium, can unite the whole world and establish the peace and prosperity all over the world.
Mayapur is the home for all devotees.
It's amazing how people could understand each other, although they're so different.
Mayapur is just a happy place.
In 1965, a 70-year-old Krishna believer monk, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, departs his native India and establishes the International Society for Krishna Consciousness, or ISKCON, in New York City. His dream is to share the age-old wisdom of the sacred Vedas and to help people understand how to lead a more fulfilling and compassionate life. Although he starts his mission out completely alone, his insights, humility, kindliness, and charismatic personality quickly attract thousands of students who become eager to assist him. In the early 1970s, with a handful of his disciples, Prabhupada returns to India. On the rice fields of West Bengal in Mayapur, near the holy river Ganges, he lays down the foundations of a future spiritual city with a magnificent temple in its center, which is to unite the two main aspects of the human search for truth: spirituality and science. After Prabhupada's passing in 1977, many more of his disciples from all over the world moved to Mayapur to carry on with the project. In 2009, finally, the construction of the main building, the Temple of the Vedic Planetarium, begins. The dedicated team makes sure the finest craftsmanship and the highest available technology are being used to build this unique structure, which is set to be the tallest Hindu temple in the world.
We are standing at the moment where the gardens will be for the big temple. There'll be beautiful ponds and beautiful roadways and trees and flower beds everywhere. On the south entrance here, which you can see in these fields, beyond these trees is the Jalangi River. This way, all the way from the river, where the boats will come from Calcutta and different parts of India, pilgrims will come through here, and this will be the thoroughfare to everybody to go towards the temple. Now we're doing the stainless steel dome. There's never been a stainless steel dome built before in living history.
This is fabrication yard, where stainless steel structures for fabrication is going on.
The place Prabhupada has chosen for this temple, and to be the headquarters of his society, holds a special importance in the monotheistic Hindu faith, Vaishnavism, or in modern terms, Krishna consciousness. According to the tradition, this place is where Krishna's latest incarnation, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, appeared 500 years ago. Chaitanya was very much against the rigid caste system. His main teaching was that by the process of chanting God's names, the love of God could be attained, regardless of the circumstances of one's birth or race, gender, skin color, and nationality. Although in many regards we might appear different in essence, we are all equal, eternal souls, children of God.
This is the birthplace of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so the mercy here is very, very easy to obtain.
This is a temple that is going to house him. And his mood was that he always wanted to embrace everyone and give mercy to everyone.
Mayapur is the heart and the home of the Sankirtan movement. It's Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's home, and it's where the spiritual world has descended to the material plane and continues to touch the material plane, and therefore energizes us, especially when we chant Hare Krishna in front of Panchatattva.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare.
We look at any religion in the world, it's all about developing a relationship with God. That's the bottom line of what they're trying to do. They may have different ways of doing it, they have so many different practices, but the bottom line of what they're trying to do is to develop a loving relationship with God. The deity, or Krishna, he appears in a material form to give us the opportunity to have a direct relationship with him. Because of our limitations with our material senses, we can't interact with a transcendental being. So because of that limitation, out of kindness, he agrees to come in a way that we can have an exchange with him. They're very much a central part of the community, but they're also like the heart of the movement, these deities, because we see that devotees from around the world are coming to serve these deities. The deity department in Mayapur is probably one of the biggest deity departments in ISKCON, because here, just in the main temple, we have 3 separate altars. So here we are in the Panchatattva dress room. These dresses up here, these are mostly the night outfits, and we have the day outfits back here. They're actually so big, they had to manufacture their own coat hangers to hold the dresses on. These are Nishingadev's outfits. He was wearing this one 2 days ago. This is like a nice flame outfit, beautifully embroidered work there. And then on this side here, you'll see all the jewelry for the deities. And of course, when they get into the new temple, then hopefully they'll be able to build much more permanent facilities. Like, just to give you an idea of the size of the deity, this is one of Mahaprabhu's bracelets. You can see how large it is compared to my armlets, you know. These are all handmade here in Mayapur. Here we are in Radhamada's dress shop, and this is where they make all the outfits for the deities. After hand drawing the design on the paper here, then they lay the paper onto the cloth like you see here, and then they get blue powder on a pin, and it's dipped in kerosene oil, and they just go around, they make the dots like this by hand. And then they start to do the embroidery, and they outlay the major areas of design. And then over here, you'll see the design's a bit more developed. This is Radha Madhava's kitchen, where all the offerings are cooked for Radha Madhava, Panchatattva and the Singhadev. They offer plates on each altar, and when they do the Raj bow, they have it set up here, and right across this bench there's just rows of bowls, 6 rows of bowls for all the offerings. When the deities are moved to the new temple, this will be a great step forward for the deity worship, because a lot of the facilities here are somewhat temporary. Because as you can understand, with the size of the deities here, you know, the Panchatattva are around 8 foot to the top of their head. Radha Madhava are almost 7 foot tall, so that means everything's going to be very much bigger. I'm hoping, or it's my kind of vision, that this will also have effect in the world of deity worship as well, where people will come from around the world to learn how to worship Krishna in a way that pleases him.
Today, the International Society for Krishna Consciousness has hundreds of temples, centers, and farm communities with millions of followers across the globe. They all consider Mayapur to be one of the most important holy places, so they are eager to visit.
Around 5 million people visit every year at our campus at ISKCON Mayapur. There are 2 kinds of people come here. One is general public, those who are known as pilgrims in India, and we are also devotees from different parts of the world.
I come back to Mayapur on a regular basis, in a sense because I have to, but that's a great blessing. Because as a member of the Governing Body Commission, every year we have our annual meetings here, because this is the international headquarters of the Hare Krishna movement. Hundreds of seminars go on here every year, teaching children, teaching young people, teaching managers how to better be Krishna conscious, how to advance in their own spiritual lives, and also how to better organize and lead Prabhupada society. So it really is becoming a center point of education and culture for our society. There's the Mayapur Institute, which is a wonderful academic academy. There's the Mayapur Academy, which is there teaching devotees how to do deity worship.
Purnima is the celebration of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is the incarnation of the Lord. But we start our festival 1 month before. And our festival begins with the GBC meeting. The leaders of our movement, they gather together to plan for the movement on a yearly basis. And after GBC meetings, we have a Kirtan Mela, means all the devotees from different parts of the world, they take part in chanting of the holy name of the Lord, congregational chanting.
The temple that we're building will have the largest kirtan hall in the world. It's over 1.5 acres. So for people to come and experience that is extremely important.
I come to Mayapur regularly. That would mean I try to come every year or every second year to, to recharge my batteries.
When I come to the Holy Dham, it's a fun time, but it's also a serious time to go deeper into our spiritual life and deepen our understanding. That's the benefit. There's so many devotees from around the world that come here and sharing their realizations.
Holy place, Navadip means 9 islands. Nava means 9, Deepa means islands. These 9 islands are the places of pastimes of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So our previous predecessors, acharyas, means spiritual teachers, they emphasize that where Lord performs his pastimes, we should visit those places. We have Navadip Mandal Parikrama. This Parikrama, 10,000 devotees are camping out in different tents, 6 different tents in 9 islands of Navadip. Festival means we have to take care of the people coming here and also their safety and protection. Around 1,000 devotees and volunteers, approx, are involved in organizing different festivals throughout this 1 month. We have to take care of their food, and we have different kitchens cooking and providing food for all the devotees.
On regular basis, we have about 70 people, those who take care of the prasadam cooking, that means cutting vegetables, rolling chapatis, and cooking and serving. But then during the festival days, when a lot of devotees, a lot of people, they come and take prasadam, we'll have to actually increase the number, sometimes double, and sometimes more than double, maybe triple. And that is one of the main reasons why people, they like to come to Mayapur, because they know that in Mayapur at least we can get hot and healthy, sanctified food.
As soon as big temple will be built, so number of pilgrims coming will be much more than now. Mayapur authorities are trying to expand that facilities. So many devotees are working now day and night to increase the facility more and more, accommodation, more guest houses to come up, more facility for the household devotees to live in.
Besides those visiting Mayapur on an occasional or regular basis, there are monks and families who have chosen to take up residence in Mayapur. The international community of devotees has been expanding exponentially over the past 40 years.
Mayapur is naturally drawing people from the United States and from Europe and from Russia and from other places in India and from Africa and South America to come here because they want to live in a natural environment with God in the center, and they find it very pleasing to do so.
I am originally from Odisha, and in 1980 I joined the movement, and I took my new devotees courses here in Mayapur. I have served our society in different capacity, and now I'm also taking care of a school, Bhaktivedanta National School, where we have about 640 students right now.
I was born and brought up in England, in the north. At the age of 20, I emigrated to Australia. Immediately on arrival in Sydney, I met the devotees from ISKCON. They were out in the street chanting Hare Krishna. At that time, I was searching for some real meaning in my life and trying to find out what the purpose of it was. I was immediately attracted to the devotees.
I was born in Detroit, Michigan in America, and I was part of what you may call the 60s generation that was searching perhaps for something higher. And I came in touch with the devotees in San Francisco, in California.
I was fortunate to come here for a couple of months as Srila Prabhupada's servant, and I got to hear a lot of the instructions that he was giving to the leaders here of what he envisioned would eventually become a transcendental city. So that infused in me the idea of trying to do something for the Mayapur project.
I was so happy that we made the decision to move here. I think that was one of the best decisions we made in our life.
I was born in Bengal in the year 1972, and while I was studying in Calcutta, I came to know about Krishna consciousness. Then I came to Mayapur in the year 1996. My inspiration to join this movement was Srila Prabhupada's books, and by reading his books, I thought this will be the cause by which I can dedicate my life. Currently, I am serving as the Deputy Director of ISKCON Mayapur, and I am also organizing different festivals in ISKCON Mayapur, and I am also the manager of this international parikrama.
I was born in Cape Town, South Africa, and I spent around 6 years in the UK, in London also, before I came to Mayapur. My wife, Mayapureshwari, is from Ukraine.
I was coming for the festival, Garo Purnima festival, 6 or 7 times before I understood I need to come for a long time. And all the time I was meditating to how to stay in Mayapur, how to live in Mayapur. It was my dream.
I serve in the capacity of the co-director. So the co-directors are providing the vision and planning for the future city of Mayapur. So my service really is to make sure that we are on track and in line with the teachings of our founder.
Mayapur is best place for kids. It's very good energy and spiritual life.
Mayapur is established to such an extent that we have wonderful schools. And we have 3 schools here, and each school offers something particular, something different. In terms of schooling for children, this is one of the main reasons that devotees come to Mayapur.
Kabhi habe bolo se dina amar.
We have traditional gurukulas where the emphasis is spiritual and cultural, that focus is going to be on them learning all the philosophy, the Vedas, the mantras, all of that. And of course they'll get their basic education that's needed.
We have around 60 children in the Gurukul, and they are coming from various countries, from China up to Australia, everywhere. Purpose of any school is to train people to be integrated into the society. So our purpose is also same, but our objective is to create preachers and leaders of society. These buildings, everything based on with local materials, because they are easily available, so that's why we're using bricks. And then we're using local design also, that's a little bit curved on the sides. As much as possible, we're trying to make it self-sufficient. And we're growing our own vegetables for that. So in the back we have a big field where we're growing our own rice, we're growing our own vegetables. Then we're making our own flat rice, our own puffed rice.
Well, our curriculum is based on the national curriculum of England and Wales. That goes from the nursery all the way up to grade 9. Within years 7, 8 and 9 we also use Cambridge Checkpoint, and then from then on the high school is Cambridge International Curriculum. And we use as many Krishna conscious books as we can, even to teach English and to make all the teachings relevant to the perspective from the Srimad Bhagavatam.
I've been here for my whole life. My favorite subject is dance class. I'd like to be a preacher. and follow the footsteps of my great-grandfather.
At the moment we have 169 children. 32% are Russian nationals, 19% Bengali, and then the rest is a big mixture from European countries, South America and North America. We have several children from China and Australia. Most countries are covered.
I'm from Brazil. I've been living here for a little bit more than 6 months. I like this school because all of us are devotees, basically. And it's more personal. The relationship with the teachers is not like a business. It's like kind of family, a group. You feel more comfortable there.
I originally come from China. I'm 15 years old. I've been here for around almost 5 years. I really like being here because it's such a wonderful place to be, a place where everyone just becomes so blissful in the place of where Cargonja Mahaprabhu appeared. This school is unique for its variety of different people from different backgrounds, different nationality, different race, different skin color, different language. And it's amazing how people could understand each other although they're so different.
There are many cities and towns all over the world where people from different countries congregate due to the prospect of better material opportunities. Mayapur, too, is one of those communities where people come from far corners of the globe, but their shared goal is different.
The international community here in Mayapur is probably up around 1,000 people from all over the world. I think we did a count last year, there was about 44 different languages.
You've got little kids, like you go on the playground here and you're going to see, a Russian kid, a Chinese kid, an Aussie, a Bengali, and they're all, they have this unity.
Of course, having so many people from so many different cultures coming into one spot, then you're bound to get some cultural differences and a few barriers that have to be overcome. But we found that the philosophy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the spiritual vision of seeing every person as a spirit soul, as a part and parcel of the same supreme spiritual being, Krishna, that means that we're all brothers and sisters. We're immediately related to each other, regardless of where our body was born, what color it is, what culture we happen to have been brought up in. But here we find a spiritual common denominator which enables us to live respectfully with each other.
We actually had a visitor here once from the UN, and he said, wow, this really is the United Nations here.
We have a oneness on the spiritual platform, and at the same time we recognize the differences. There's variety as well. So Prabhupada called that unity in diversity.
There's a lot that could be extremely challenging here, but it's remarkable, I think, how well it goes.
And we're all here for the same purpose, to develop our own spiritual lives, but more than that, to participate in what will be the biggest outreach or preaching program of ISKCON, which is developing the Mayapur temple.
What keeps me going in this project is the order from my spiritual master and my relationship with him, which I find is very close, even though he's departed since 1977. I think about him every day, and this project is like my vow to him.
It's not something that we're doing for our own personal gain. We're doing it also for Prabhupada, so that we can help him, so that Krishna consciousness can be spread all over the world. And this way, on a daily basis, we become stronger and stronger and feeling better and better to move this further and further. It's actually not stress, it's actually quite blissful.
Our motivation for being here, our motivation for spending $60–70 million on this big temple, is so that we can educate people from around the world about the true value of human life.
This Mayapur temple is actually going to be a very historic and significant contribution to the culture of the world. On an international level, it's going to give an opportunity for people of all nations and different traditions to understand the contributions of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who really brought a message of peace and cooperation for this age. We can see the world today is so much involved in conflict. Mahaprabhu's message is by teaching us a process of coming together and glorifying the names of God, we can live together harmoniously.
This Mayapur Dham, this temple will attract millions and millions of people, either out of curiosity or in seek of knowledge or in destitute. They will come here to see this grand temple, and from here they will take knowledge, from here they will take compassion, from here they will take good habits.
I've heard that the predictions are there that from this temple, love of Godhead will just flow like a river around the world.
Lord Chaitanya came to show everyone the ultimate expression of love. And I mean, that's a driving force in the whole world for everybody.
Following Chaitanya's main teachings and Prabhupada's guidance, unity in diversity has been the motto for the community in its efforts to build up Mayapur city and the ambitious temple of the Vedic Planetarium in the center of it. Defying the harsh weather conditions, the heat and the floods, bad roads, and an unreliable public infrastructure, the project has been going forward smoothly and heading towards completion. It is as much selfless dedication, respect, and cooperation as bricks and marble, which have been the main building blocks of this development.